Hey folks, Rob back for another Rob Plays, and in this episode, we're looking at the C64 conversion of Solar Fox, a 1981 Bally Midway arcade game published by Commodore themselves in 1983. So there's not much of a story, because it's an arcade shooter, so let's just hit fire. Let's go for 3 lives, keep it pretty straightforward. Now, one thing to note, and we'll talk about this, Novice level is not really fair, because it means you can't do some of the features. So let's go Expert. Now, the idea is pretty straightforward. You're that little white pulsing craft, kind of in the middle. And your idea in each stage is to collect all of these fusors. Now, you can run over and pick them up, or you can shoot them. Now, it's important to, both is convenient, but shooting them is probably a better tactic in the long term. As by doing that, you'll actually, clear them faster, and on some of the later racks, as the levels are called, you'll find that the fuses need multiple passes. Oh, I've missed it. So on the edge, you've got thrustors, and they'll shoot you. You can shoot them. If they're red, doing that will disable. So you can have a look, and you can see there's one on the side that's gone yellow. If I shoot that one goes completely disabled. As you can just see, that one I did on the bottom. So the idea is you want to basically learn the patterns. It's really about learning a pattern, keeping fast. And phase 1 completed. Try free challenge rack. Okay. The idea of a challenge rack is you've got the timer, and you need to do this as fast as possible. Boom. So there's 16 racks in the game all up. And then, classic arcade tradition is it cycles over and you start again. Things get harder. For 83, this is a pretty good conversion early on. Curses. One of the things I admit I don't really like with it is that things feel a lot chunkier on the 64. Oh no, I didn't get the timer. So the big thing is, if you look at the top right of the screen, there's that little bar that says skip a rack timer. And if you complete a stage before that timer runs out, which I have not really done, you skip the next stage, as it says. By doing that, you fully get all the points. So you've got to learn the pattern, and it helps, grind up a bunch of extra points. Yeah, see that? I've just frozen all of them, and because they're yellow, they've stopped shooting. So that's really I just shot another one that just stopped them moving, but I also shot one where they all froze all up. It's funny, this game, when I was playing it, sort of making notes, it didn't really feel that intense, but playing it on hardware, it definitely is intense. You've got to sort of juggle finding the right path to efficiently clear everything, avoiding things like that and messing up, and sort of carrying to keep that multiple thing together. I know Bally games of this era locked it to 2 characters for the score table. Does this? Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah. Let's try another pass. But to start, one player. I think I'm device speed. Yeah. Thankfully, if you do, you can change speeds with the Commodore key. So, complete the skipper rack. But you can change speeds with the Commodore key. So I ended up going full speed, which is very handy. One of the things and weird things with Solar Fox that I only ever got, besides this C64 version, the only other machine that got a port was the Atari 2600. No Atari computers, no Coleco, none of the other systems you'd expect of the time, and that weirds me out a bit. Which I'm a bit surprised. It's probably not the most well-known of Bally's arcade games of the period. It's no Wizard of War. It's no... Oh, darn it. I wasn't in sync there. This is a fairly simple kind of arcade game that's fun, it's responsive, it looks clean, even if it's not the most detailed graphics. It's, you know, the 64's res is quite a chunk lower than that offered by the arcade hardware. Yeah, it's one of those Bally games that use their really high res sort of graphics platform, rather than something, you know, of like the era of Gorf or Wizard of War. And, you know, while it's not a vector game, curses. Yeah, while it's not a vector game like the Freezors. Oops. Yeah, it's not a vector game much like a Mega Race. In its own way, it's still like, it's sort of that era, you know. Gave us Spy Hunter, the Tron games and things like that. Let's keep going. It's kind of, I mean, if any of the 64 peeps were ever darn it, I should have been able to blast that. Remember the likes of Trance Sector? Then this was definitely an inspiration, I do believe. I looked at that ultimate version of that, 2015, so quite a while ago. Yeah, got the skip. Alright. And we got the challenge. Status. Okay, it does. I was wondering if it was going to change the patterns. Maybe if you actually complete them. Yeah. You've got to use that firing because it's critical. Anyway, let's keep going. Rack 10 out of 16, although we've... And you can sort of see there are some of those racks, those pulses where I had to actually... We're seeing where we've got to actually cross them twice. You can see just one there that I sat. So you can sort of see how the challenge evolves. Game over. But you can sort of see how the challenge evolves, you know. It is classic arcade tradition. And, you know, sometimes those games fare really well. Sometimes they kind of fare nicely. This one sits in the middle. I think partly because of what the arcade concept itself is for Solar Fox. You know, it's not the most groundbreaking game that's pushing lots of sprites around for that era. But it's a nice little fun one in its own right, at least in my opinion. So it's worth checking out. I mean, I'm lucky the copy. I have a nice sealed box copy in my rack, which is kind of cool. And it's fun to go through and give it a bit of a good spin. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this look. I hope you go out and try it for yourself. Kind of want to fire up MAME and play it there, because I haven't really done that in a very long time. As always, if you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. It really helps, and it's even more important for me at the moment, just with the way YouTube being YouTube. Leaving some thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've tried it out. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's a good conversion? I think it's a pretty good conversion. And, you know, if you haven't had a chance to try it out, go spin it up and let me know what you think. And as always, if you haven't already, do consider subscribing. New videos usually come out Fridays, barring life things getting in the way. And with that, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.